Hi, I'm Abi Edmonds.
And I'm Alexis Trinan.
Do you like eating plastic as your breakfast for the day? Neither do the fish in the Great Lakes. Every year, more than 22 million pounds of plastic pollution end up in the Great Lakes. How does this much plastic end up in there? Urban and agricultural runoff is a part of the problem, but so is littering. Especially during the summer, people will leave their trash in the sand instead of walking it to the garbage. The garbage they're leaving behind eventually gets into the water and pollutes the Great Lakes. Urban runoff includes foam, plastic fragments, food wrappers, cigarette butts, rubber, and more. All of these items get into the Great Lakes after it rains or a melting event that pushes it into the water. Once this pollution gets into the water, living organisms like fish mistake it for food. After they eat it, they either die or suffer because the plastic doesn't digest in their stomach. Objects such as plastic pop rings get caught around living organisms and they're unable to escape and survive. The reason why plastic in the Great Lakes is such a problem is because plastic is not biodegradable, which means that the plastic that goes in the lakes will never leave unless we clean it up or if it turns into microplastics. Since plastic can never actually biodegrade, it just keeps getting smaller and smaller until it's hardly noticeable. This is dangerous because these microplastics can get into our water supply, which can be very harmful to our health.
Protecting the Great Lakes is very important. The Great Lakes supply water to over 30 million people because they hold 20% of the world's freshwater and over 90% of freshwater in the U.S. The Great Lakes are the largest freshwater ecosystem with 3,500 different species calling it their home. This is why protecting the Great Lakes from threats such as plastic pollution is so important. There are many ways that everyone can help lessen the plastic pollution in the Great Lakes. One way is not using single-use plastics and instead using reusable items made from other materials. One example is straws. Straws are one of the most used single-use plastics in the world. Other options instead of using single-use straws are metal, bamboo, paper, or even glass straws. Another single use of plastic that is a big problem is plastic bags. One way you can help limit the amount of plastic bags you use is by buying reusable bags to take with you to the store, instead of getting new plastic ones every time. Other single-use plastics that can be swapped for more eco-friendly options are plastic containers, plastic cups, drink stirrers, plastic cutlery, and more. All these items can be switched to different materials that can be reused, which is way better for the environment and the Great Lakes. Another way that people can help with the plastic pollution problem is recycling the plastic that you do use or reusing the plastic that you use for other things. Recycling plastic helps to lessen the chance of plastic getting into the Great Lakes, and it also allows there to be less plastic in general because it gets recycled into new products. More ways that people can help are buying clothes secondhand and cooking more, which both lessen the amount of plastic used. Another way to help lessen the plastic pollution problem is by picking up trash. By picking up the trash and making sure it gets to the right places, it lessens the plastics in the Great Lakes.